We all know that our lungs allow us to breathe, but did you know that they have many more important functions? Your lungs are amazing organs, and today we will be talking about 10 things that they do. Before we get started, please take a moment to like this video, subscribe, and hit the bell for notifications. These actions help us to reach more people with health and science content like this video. Now, let's get started. Let's begin with function number 10. The most common function of your lungs is to allow you to breathe. This means that your lungs allow oxygen to enter your body and remove carbon dioxide from your body. Both of these gases are exchanged in tiny air sacs in your lungs, called alveoli. Oxygen passes into the alveoli and into your blood through the walls of the capillaries surrounding the alveoli. The oxygen-rich blood is then pumped by your heart to the rest of your body, where the cells use the oxygen for respiration. At the same time, carbon dioxide waste is carried by the blood from the body to the lungs, where it is expelled during exhalation. Function number 9. Your lungs also help to regulate your body's acid-base balance. As mentioned previously, your lungs remove carbon dioxide from your body. Carbon dioxide reacts with water to form carbonic acid. Therefore, by removing carbon dioxide, your lungs reduce the amount of carbonic acid in your body, keeping it from becoming too acidic. If your lungs cannot remove enough carbon dioxide, it can lead to a condition called respiratory acidosis, in which there is a buildup of carbon dioxide in the blood, resulting in the blood becoming too acidic. On the other hand, if your lungs remove too much carbon dioxide, the blood can become too alkaline, leading to a condition known as respiratory alkalosis. Function number 8. Your lungs produce a substance called pulmonary surfactant. Pulmonary surfactant is a type of lipoprotein that reduces the surface tension of the fluid lining the alveoli. This helps to prevent the alveoli from collapsing and allows them to remain open for gas exchange. Without sufficient amounts of pulmonary surfactant, the lungs can become filled with air and the person may suffocate. Pulmonary surfactant is produced by specialized cells in the lungs known as type 2 alveolar cells. Function number 7. Your lungs protect your body from inhaled toxins and pathogens. The lungs contain several defense mechanisms to protect the body from harmful substances. When you inhale, the air passes through your upper respiratory tract, which contains mucus-secreting cells and hair-like structures called cilia that trap and remove foreign particles. The lungs also contain macrophages, which are white blood cells that engulf and destroy pathogens and cellular debris. In addition, the lungs produce antibodies and other immune substances that help fight off infections. Function number 6. Your lungs help to maintain the body's temperature. The lungs release heat when you exhale. This helps to keep the body's temperature within a narrow range, which is essential for proper functioning. In cold weather, your body may shiver to generate heat, and this increased muscle activity leads to increased breathing rate, which helps to warm up the air before it reaches the lungs. The opposite occurs in hot weather. Your body sweats to cool down, and this process requires the lungs to increase their ventilation rate to remove excess carbon dioxide. Function number 5. Your lungs contain receptors that respond to stretch and pressure changes in the chest cavity. These receptors are known as stretch receptors. They send signals to the brain and spinal cord, which helps to regulate breathing and maintain posture. For example, when the chest cavity expands, the stretch receptors in the lungs are activated, which sends a signal to the brain that increases the rate of breathing. Similarly, when you bend forward, the stretch receptors in your lungs are compressed, which sends a signal to the spinal cord that activates the muscles in your upper back to help you stand upright. Function number 4. Your lungs are involved in the production of several hormones and other substances. For example, the lungs produce a hormone called angiotensin-converting enzyme, which helps regulate blood pressure. In addition, the lungs are a major source of prostaglandins, which are hormone-like substances that play a role in inflammation and the body's response to injury or infection. Function number 3. The lungs are not just for breathing. They also work like a biochemical factory. Inside the lungs, enzymes help to transform and inactivate substances that can be harmful if they stay too long in the blood. Take arachidonic acid, for example. It is a fatty acid stored in cell membranes, and when it is released, the lungs can convert it into prostaglandins and thromboxans. These molecules regulate inflammation, clotting, and smooth muscle tone, so the lungs help keep their levels balanced. Then we have leukotrienes. They are made from arachidonic acid as well, and are very powerful in causing airway constriction, mucus secretion, and swelling and asthma. The lungs are a main site where leukotrienes act and get broken down so that the reaction does not go too far. Histamine is another one. When the body faces an allergen like pollen or dust, certain immune cells release histamine. It causes swelling, itching, and airway narrowing. The lungs have enzymes that can inactivate histamine, preventing excessive inflammation and protecting the airways. Beyond these, the lungs also handle bradykinin, a peptide that widens blood vessels and increases fluid leakage by breaking it down the lungs. Prevent low blood pressure and fluid buildup. They also help to activate angiotensin I into angiotensin II, which is important for blood pressure regulation. Through all these steps, the lungs are more than a site of oxygen exchange. They act like a checkpoint filtering hormones, lipids, peptides, and other active molecules controlling inflammation, vascular tone, and immune responses in the body. Function number 2, your lungs help to transport blood throughout the body. The lungs contain a network of veins and arteries that carry blood from the heart to the body and back again. This network of blood vessels is known as the pulmonary circulation. Deoxygenated blood from the body enters the lungs and becomes oxygenated. Before returning to the heart, the oxygenated blood is then pumped by the heart to the rest of the body where the cells use the oxygen for respiration. At the same time, deoxygenated blood from the body's tissues returns to the lungs via the pulmonary veins. And finally, function number 1, your lungs play an important role in the sense of smell. The sense of smell occurs when you inhale odor molecules into your nasal passages, where they bind to olfactory receptors that send signals to the brain. The lungs play a role in this process by providing the airflow necessary to deliver the odor molecules to the olfactory receptors. In addition, the lungs help to humidify and filter the air, which helps protect the delicate olfactory receptors from damage. The ability to smell is closely related to your sense of taste. Most of the flavors that you perceive when you eat actually come from volatile compounds that are released from the food and detected by your olfactory receptors. Therefore, damage to the lungs or other parts of the respiratory system can lead to a loss of taste as well as a loss of smell. In conclusion, the lungs are vital organs that perform many important functions in the body, including gas exchange, acid-base balance, temperature regulation, and protection from inhaled toxins. In addition, the lungs produce several hormones and other substances that are important for overall health. The lungs are also involved in the sense of smell, which is closely related to the sense of taste. Damage to the lungs or other parts of the respiratory system can lead to a loss of smell and taste, as well as other serious health problems. So it's important to take care of your lungs and avoid smoking and exposure to other lung toxins. By taking care of our lungs, we can ensure that they continue to function properly and keep us healthy. What did you find the most surprising function of the lungs? Please share your thoughts in the comments. Please like and share this video. And don't forget to subscribe for more content like this. Thank you for watching and stay healthy.